Hello, hello. Let me make sure I get this one. How are you all doing? And when you get in, make sure to kind of let me know who's here, your name, where you're from. Okay, we are going to get started right into this because I don't want you guys having to wait. We're going to take just a little bit of time, about 10 to 15 minutes or so, because I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of exactly what's going on. You guys asked some really good questions. I'm talking over my Facebook group, Intentionally Thriving, and some really good questions on how to trust yourself after being hurt. And I wanted to be clear on what happens when you're in the space of getting out of these toxic relationships, narcissistic abuse. So what happens is at first we kind of feel like the victim, right? We kind of feel as though that you're constantly not a full grasp of what's going on, not understanding of what's happening. You're just feeling helpless and hopeless. And then next, just next level is kind of being the survivor. We feel like, okay, I know exactly what to do, right? You understand what's happening and you just get it, right? And so after the survivor piece, what happens next is that we're going to be in a space where we are going to be focused on thriving, right? And so this is what my main focus on getting you from feeling the survivor to thriving. And so that's why we have the Facebook group Intentionally Thriving. And so understanding that with thriving, it's going to be finding the meaning and the purpose in the suffering that you have experienced, right? And so this is why we focus on that, because with thriving, you're going to be trusting yourself, you're going to be doing the work. And that is why, I definitely did start doing this challenge, the You Won't Break My Soul challenge, the 3-day challenge starting next week. So make sure you do sign up. And I'll put the link in the bio once I kind of finish with here, so you can have that access. It is going to be bit.ly/MBY soul, which is a capital M. So what I'm going to do is kind of get in started with trusting yourself first. So when it comes to trusting yourself, what I want you to understand is that trust yourself is you following through what you say you're going to do. Right. And so a lot of times we don't do this even in the small tasks. So say if you find yourself feeling thirsty about something, feeling thirsty, you don't allow yourself to just even get a drink of water. You just kind of push it down or just act like it's not there. Or when you're times where you feel like you need to move, you don't allow yourself to go ahead and do what you to do and move. And so what I like to do, even within my sessions and within my programs, I like to be able to challenge you to not ask for anyone's opinion until the new year, right? I'm going to challenge you to do that. Not ask for anyone else's opinion about anything. So even when it comes to what do you want to eat for dinner, don't ask, right? You know what you want to eat. So you say, I want chicken. You want some too, right? Or whatever it is, but not asking people for their permission about things that you will start to realize and how often we ask people for decisions that you should already know what exactly you want, right? And so again, I'm going to challenge you and let me know, give me a one in the comment if you're going to do this, that you are not going to ask for anyone else's opinion about anything until the new year. And I am glad to see you guys over here. So with trusting yourself, remember it's going to be following through what you say you're going to do. And then also it's going to be the part where you are not going to ask for anyone else's opinion. It's going to be a practice. Understanding trusting yourself is going to be a practice. But the myths that we tend to start to to really grasp on when it comes to trusting yourself after being hurt is one is we keep overthinking, we're overthinking, right? And a lot of times, when we are saying we're overthinking, it's one, again, not trusting yourself, and two, not trusting that everything is going to be okay no matter what happens. So, understanding with overthinking everything, there's a reason why the emotions are coming up. Right. So a lot of times we doubt the emotions that are there instead of trusting the emotions that are there. So understand that when you start to feel like you're overthinking, I want you to understand that, okay, what is coming up? Get curious. What's coming up for me? Do I feel as though I can't trust this person? Okay, what are the things that are coming that makes me feel like I can't trust that? Right? Because when you start doing the practice of trusting yourself, anything that he or she says inside of you, know that it's a reason why it is there, and so really addressing it. So if it's something that you feel like is having a hard time, make sure to ask me questions on different situations or anything, and if you have any questions, make sure to ask me. I'll make sure to answer those questions, even if you catch me on the replay. Type replay if you're on the replay, so I can be able to answer that for you and be able and just kind of tag me in there. Oh, so I explained exactly who I am. I'm Samantha Saunders. I help now men and women to break free from codependent and toxic relationships so you can establish healthy, nourishing relationships for you and other people. Um, so next, what happens, one of the next myths that tends to happen is that we go through life, what I like to call this backpack, right? And so with this backpack, we think we're protecting ourselves from being hurt or feeling at peace when we really don't. You're not protecting yourself by holding the backpack where it holds, okay, I have to keep my guard up. I have to do these different things when going in these relationships. That is not going to help you. Your explode is an explosion, right? A backpack is not going to help you in this explosion. Understand living life without the backpack, but then allowing yourself to have the boundaries in place to be able to do this. And I talk about this within the challenge and the programs that I do. So making sure you sign up for that challenge, you're going to get those details. But understand that you have to be able to open your heart, but boundary up as you need to. And a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to do that, to understand that you can be able to see people, to meet people, and have that space where you can be able to truly be yourself and know if anyone crosses you, if anyone says anything to you, that you are able to say something. And that's going to be the main thing. You being able to focus on yourself and say something when it doesn't feel right. So, for example, if someone tries to gaslight you, what the main thing is you have to understand and own your reality, own your experience. If something happens that doesn't feel right for you, I need you to know you have every right to feel that way, right? Like no one can literally question your reality because they're not you. They're not able to be in your experience. So your experience is valid in how you experience it. I think is when we don't allow ourselves to trust that is when we kind of get wrapped up in thinking that trusting other people is what's going to matter. That's not going to matter. Trusting your other people is not going to matter here. What's going to matter is you trusting yourself. Am I going to trust myself if someone says something I do not like? Am I trust myself enough to say something, to trust myself enough to know if someone does something that doesn't work for me, will I minimize how I feel? Or will I allow myself to know that I want better for myself and leave as I need to? That's what's going to be the main thing here. So, next, the third one, and it's the last one that we're going to talk about the myth here, is a lot of times we talk about, and you kind of heard if you talked with one on one, you've talked to me about when it comes to this myth of you're attracting. You are not attracting these people. You are choosing these people. There's going to be a lot of people that are coming to you and at you, right? So a lot of times you get this mixed up in thinking that, oh, well, I'm just keep attracting the same type of person, different face. No, you're not. You're choosing the same person, right? And so what we have to do and what the problem is that we have to make sure, what about me? What am I not seeing that's making me choose the same type of person? And that is what we tap into, right? If you don't have those things to know, okay, what am I doing? What is it that I'm doing that's kind of keep allowing me to choose this type of person? Am I pushing how I feel down? Am I acting like I don't have feelings about something or trying so much worrying about how they like me? I'm not even thinking about, okay, do I even like them? Like, those are the things that are going to matter. Those are the things that are going to, you know, be effective when it comes to just trusting yourself after you've been hurt. And so, no, the first one was kind of overthinking. That is a myth. You're not overthinking, is your emotions kind of speaking for you? Is a reason why it's happening. So, understanding that if your tuition is telling you something, to trust it. But sometimes we tend not to because the other person is gaslighting, acting like it's not there by saying comments like, oh, you're too sensitive or you're too emotional, making you feel as though having emotions is some big wrong thing to have when there's a reason why your emotions are there. There's a reason why you're feeling this way about something. And make sure if you have any questions, make sure to ask me, if ask me a question if there's anything that comes up for you, because I want to be able to answer your questions and give some space for that. Also, the second thing is you do not need the backpack. Open your heart and boundary up as you need to. So understand your boundaries are always there for you, and ever you need to bring them out, you can always have the boundaries out if you need to. Oh, I can't do that. That doesn't work for me. It can be your personal boundary when it comes to dating, or okay, no, I'm not going to sleep with this person unless I'm in a committed relationship because I know that that's the main thing that's going to get me to feel like it's more than it is. Like really knowing yourself is going to be key here. And I'm going to start with even the practices we talked about in the beginning of trusting yourself and following through what you say you're going to do. Okay. And number three, we're going to talk about is no, you're not attracting these type of partners. It is what you're choosing. There's going to be a lot of people coming at you, but if you constantly keep choosing the same type of person, then that is you choosing to keep talking with this person, even though you've seen they disrespect you or said something that you don't like, and you continue to talk with them, right? So be mindful of all these things that you're doing. So if you have any questions even after we leave here on the replay, make sure to let me know. You in on Instagram Live, you can always catch me over in the Facebook group where we talk about these things and different things that be able to come up. If you have any questions, again, make sure to let me know and know that I have a 3-day challenge that is coming out next Wednesday. So make sure that you sign up for that challenge, right? I'll make sure to add that link here and on both platforms so you guys can be able to access to that because I want you guys there because we're going to be talking about some deep stuff here. Talk about the 4 things that kind of keep people stuck in the same type of relationships. The number one thing stops you from moving forward. And also, we're going to talk about the exact roadmap strategy I use to kind of be able to be accessed from being just unraveled and anxious to feeling just at peace within my life and also within my relationship. So, thank you. Thank you for joining me in this live. If there's no more questions, or there's anything that's coming up for you, I will talk to you soon. Bye.